Hi and welcome to the Knatters Knits Podcast. Today is Saturday the 22nd I think of April 2017, and as you can see it's an absolutely glorious day, so I thought I'd take advantage for two reasons coming outside. One is the sunshine, and living in North Lancashire we don't get many days like this, so I thought we'd make the most of it. But the second is a little bit later on in the learning zone. I said last week I was going to actually do a little bit of burning of fibre, so I thought probably the best thing to do would be outside to do that, but that's a bit later on, so I shall tell you about that in a bit. So, hi, my name is Natalie. As I said, I'm coming to you from the north of Lancashire. Glorious day, you can hear the motorway in the distance, but you can hear the birds more loudly. I've had a good week, been a bit busy. Some of it I can't tell you about yet, but I will do when it all comes off, if it does. And some I can tell you about, so let me get straight into it, shall we? As I said, my name is Natalie. You can find me on Ravelry as Knatters Knits, and Knatters is with a K. On Instagram as Knatters Knits. I've got my Facebook page, which is Knatters Knits, and also on knattersknits.wordpress.com, which is the blog where you'll find all the show notes. I'm also going to try and make sure that all the links to this YouTube video are all in all of those places as well for you. Part of my new value-added campaign to try and put as much as I can at the click of a button for you, so you don't have to go searching. So let's get right on and start off with finished objects, shall we? Because I'm really excited. The first one you may remember a little while ago, I started these. Yay! It's my socks. These are Viking yarns in the Embers colourway, and it's just a standard, what we call a vanilla sock, so nothing fancy about it. I thought the yarn was too busy to put patterns in, and I don't like wearing patterns anyway. So we've got a small cuff, which is what I prefer, and that's just knit 2 purl 1 rib, standard heel. My mind's gone an absolute blank today. Standard heel, standard sock, and at the end, this one's the nicer one of the two, I messed up a bit on the second one, is a Kitchener toe. So that's all fairly standard, but they're finished now, and I'm so glad that I've shown them today because I've really wanted to wear them and I thought I couldn't subject you to the smelly socks, so there they are, and I'm really pleased with those. Viking yarns on Etsy.com, cashmere, merino and nylon, really soft and lovely, so they'll be going on my feet straight after the podcast. My second finished object is something that I don't think I'd even cast on, or I'd only just done a tiny little bit last week, so I'm really pleased to show you George's jumper. This is made out of yarn that I spun myself. It was a 3fibers.com braid. In fact, I got two braids, and it was in the dark colourway, and this is how it's turned out. I'm really tickled with it. It's lovely. I don't know how well you can see that colouring, but yes, there's quite a bit of striping in there. Just because I just spun it straight from the braid, there's nothing, I didn't do any weird and wacky ways of trying to pick up the colours or anything. That's just how it is. I've also managed to get some, I've only got one on because I'll show you I need more yarn to be able to put the other one on, but I managed to find a button, if you can see that because of the shadows, exactly the same colour, so I'm really pleased with that one. So that's for George. It's a bit big for him yet, so hopefully by next winter it'll be just right. Now, my only work in progress as such is the remains of the ball of yarn, and as you can see I've got quite a bit left of that I spun George's jumper in, so I thought I'd make a hat to go with it. And again, this is just a 3x2 rib, hat, and it's just going to be a beanie. It's nothing spectacular. I think these are 4mm needles in the round, and I've just made it up as I've gone along. I don't even know how many stitches I've got around, to be honest. I haven't counted, I've just gone with it. But it's going to be miles too small for me, so I'm pretty sure that it's going to fit George. So that's that one, and there may be enough to get a second one out of there. I'm not sure, we'll see how much is left at the end, and then I can use the last bit of yarn to actually sew on that last button on his jumper. So that's that one. The next thing that I have got that's finished is in here. can't remember whether I showed you this last week or not, so I'm showing it just in case. And this is the yarn that I've spun up for Kate, my friend, and I'm now on the second one. It was a bag of John Arbon merino tops, broken tops, and this is the colour. It's purples and whites basically, but I don't know if you can see the darker bit of purple just here. It's now beginning to get so much more darker purple, and the next batch I'm doing is a lot more purple than this. Sorry, there's a train going past. And it's gone. So that's that one. The thing I forgot to show you last time, and I'm so cross with myself, you'll probably remember me having this yarn. And this is Lancashire yarn that I bought from a company called Northern Yarn. And you can find them as Northern Yarn on Instagram, Facebook, etc. And this is the cabled shawl that I'm doing, called Fleetwood. Again, I'll put the details in the show notes. But look how it's coming out. Isn't it gorgeous? I haven't picked this up for over a week, but as I didn't show it to you last week, I felt justified in showing it to you this week. I'm really loving it. It's a coarser yarn. I'm hoping it'll soften up a little bit when I wash it and put a bit of softener in, or wool wash. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm enjoying it because I'm enjoying the cables, taking me out of my comfort zone. Nothing I've ever done like this before, but I do like that sort of honeycomb type pattern. So that's that one. So that probably will come out again this week, and it's being kept in this. And this is a Mrs. Brown's bag made by the beautiful Jodi, Jodi, of Mrs. Brown's Bags. You may also know her as one of the grocery girls. I was going to say bakery girls then, the grocery girls. She's from Canada, and she and her sister Tracy actually have a podcast, The Grocery Girls, but they've also been doing a magazine, so well, I suppose it's a podcast, a magazine programme for Craftsy. So if you've got the opportunity, go and watch them on those two channels because they're really, really good. Now, obviously I bought this bag. It's got the Mrs. Brown's Bags label on it, and what Jodi does is she knits up some of the wools that she's bought, and she's made things in as swatches, photographs them, and then has the material made. So you get this pattern here. Nice carrying handle in a cream, all very secure, well done. And here there's a leather zip pull, which again I really like, and it moves really, really nicely. And inside is just plain cream, and that I really love because I hate things that are really patterned and dark so you can't see what's in the bottom of your bag. So I find that really, really useful. Now, I ordered this ages ago, and it took ages and ages to come. In fact, it didn't come at first, and I was convinced it got lost. So I contacted Jodi and said, look, it's gone astray. I don't know what to ask for, but just to let you know it's gone astray. So she said, never mind, what colour did you order? I'll put another one in the post. Well, within about 2 or 3 days of me doing that, this appeared. But by that time, she'd already put the other one in the post. So I contacted her and said, look, the other one's in the post now, I realise, and this one's arrived. I'm really sorry. Let me know how much you want for the other one, and I'll pay for that one too. No, she said, call it my gift, my present to you, then do what you want with it. So, do you want it as a prize for future draw, or can I keep it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and whatever you all decide is what I'll go with. I really, really like it because the other one has got a purple band down the bottom. It's not just all this material. So let me know, and I'm going to be quiet again because I can hear there's another train coming. than normal of a train because it wasn't a passenger train, it took goods instead, and that's why it was so noisy and so long. Not normally this noisy on a Saturday, but never mind, hey-ho. Right, the next thing I've got to show you is acquisitions, and I've mentioned before on the podcast that I'm a member of the Triskelion Yarn Club, and this is what's arrived this time. Now, when I first opened it up, I was a bit sleepy because the post had come quite early, and I just saw 2 greens. Now, anybody who's got a decent eyesight will see that that's actually 4 different greens. In total, there's 210 metres, and it's 100 grams. But, look at it. And the one that amazes me most is this one, because it's not a plain dark green, sorry. Hay fever season. Excuse me. And there's all sorts of different greens in there. And the same with that one. Oh, excuse me. So, in the old days, Blue Peace used to say, put suggestions on a postcard as to what to do with it. But if you could write a comment down below and tell me what you think would be good in it, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure yet. I'm wondering about some sort of colour work. Maybe just a stripy hat. Or a pair of mittens. Nice and squishy though. Lovely squishy wool. All natural. Just the colours dyed. But it is hand wash only, so I don't want to make anything that is going to need a lot of washing. So, hat maybe? I don't know. What do you think? We'll see. Okay, so that's what I've been up to. Apart from that, this week I've spent a lot of time looking in the corner where my pile of finished objects is. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And that's not including the big blanket that I was in the middle of. So I think I need to get some finished. And just coincidentally, the Knit Girls are just about to kick off in May, Stash Dash, which is May, June, July and August, I think. Or June, July and August. But basically it covers the whole of the American summer holidays. So I think what I'm going to try and do is to join in Stash Dash and try and get as much of those finished objects finished as I possibly can. So I'm going to try to resist temptation to start new projects and try and finish a lot of the old ones. I've got one project that I know I'm going to frog, so that'll make the pile a bit smaller. But other than that, I'm not sure. Second reminder is to all of you, there is still that prize draw. It's got another 8 days to run in the Ravelry thread, so please do go and post in there about what you like to knit, and then I can do the draw on my next podcast. This is the last and final call that I'll make for that draw, so please do go. I'm building up prizes quite nicely now, and I'm just going to make it a 1 bundle prize, but there's going to be 2 or 3 things in it, so it's definitely worth winning. There's definitely going to be that Loop of London bag. I have found a book that I think might be useful to go into it, and I'm going to throw in some yarn as well. So get over to the Ravelry group, start putting your name and your details in there, and tell me answer the question that's there, and we'll get that drawn next time. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say to you, really. I wish I could tell you about the things that I've got coming up. It's all to do with work, really, rather than knitting, but at the moment it's not signed, sealed and delivered, so I can't. But if that comes off, I'm going to be really pleased. I don't know if you can tell by the face that I'm a lot happier about things like that at the moment. So that should be really, really good. Whether it becomes permanent or not, who knows? But there's a possibility of some work, so that's really exciting. Oh yeah, knit night. Question for you. Do you go to a regular knit night or knit during the day? Do you like knitting outside or in public? Or do you like to just knit at home? The reason I'm asking is because I'm thinking about setting up a regular knit night, but it will actually be during the day rather than, it'll be during the day for some of you, but it'll be night time for me. I was chatting to Marnie, who's one of the viewers who's over in Canada, and she's about 8 hours behind me. So if I did it for, I don't know, 10 till 2 for you guys in Canada, on the west coast of Canada, it will actually be 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the afternoon for me, or even do it later on. I don't want to get it too late, because then we end up in the 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. The light is not great and it's not a good thing. But would you be interested in a knit night? And I'd put the links on Ravelry, because if you are, let me know. Maybe it's something we can get set up on a regular basis. I, as a matter of course, at the moment already have a spin-in that happens at my house on a Thursday, so it won't be a Thursday night. But if you're interested, do pop me a note either below or on the blog or wherever, and let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now, because I haven't got a lot more else to show you this week. And then in the next section, I'm going to come back and set fire to stuff, and we're going to have the learning zone. Okay, thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you've had a great week or two. Drop me a line, chat to me. I love the interaction. It's working really, really well, and I'm really pleased with it. So please do talk to me and let me know what you think, because as you know, I'm sitting here in the middle of nowhere on my own most of the time, so it's really good to get that interaction, that feedback from everybody. So I hope you have a fantastic week this week. I hope you enjoy what I've got to show you from the learning zone, and I'll come back with something more exciting. Well, who can get more exciting than setting fire to stuff? Something more interesting again next time. So thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye bye. Okay, so here is my green bit of wool, matches. If I can get it to light. Never worked with children and animals, never worked with Natalie's. There we go. And it's putting itself out straight away. So, let it cool down a second. Sniff it. Oh, it definitely smells like burning hair. Do you remember if you've ever singed your hair with curling tongs or anything? The stuff that's coming off it is definitely very powdery. And according to this, burns briefly and chars. Irregular dark ash, which is what I've got, it's wool. So that in a nutshell is how to tell what you've got, whether it's wool, whether it's acrylic, what you've got. So yet again, a fibre burn chart from ditsyprints.com. There you go, and I hope you've learned something, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye. Hello. Yeah. You can say hello. You want Nana? You want Nana? Just as we were about to start filming, this is what happened.